सुखों के पाए, वो स्वर्ग सुखों के पाए। सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए। इस नाते को अपवित्रता है आई, अपवित्रता है आई।
राखी इस त्योहार को लाकर,
राखी इस त्योहार को लाकर फिर से याद दिलाए, ये फिर से याद दिलाए। सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए।
नैनों को कर पावनता, अंजन है दिव्य बनाया। नैनों को कर पावनता, अंजन है दिव्य बनाया।
दिल में भर कर प्यार रूहानी जीवन है सजाया, ये जीवन है सजाया।
आत्मज्ञान का तिलक लगा के,
आत्मज्ञान का तिलक लगा के मन का दीप जलाए, ये मन का दीप जलाए। सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए। विकार के विकराल वार से राखी रक्षा करती, पवित्रता का दिव्य अलौकिक कंगन हमको देती। विकार के विकराल वार से राखी रक्षा करती, पवित्रता का दिव्य अलौकिक कंगन हमको देती। मधुरता और प्रेम शांति का, मधुरता और प्रेम शांति का गहना है पहनाए, ये गहना है पहनाए। सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए।
पवित्रता का परम पर्व राखी
संदेश सुनाए, पवित्रता का परम पर्व राखी संदेश सुनाए। सच्चे भाईचारे के ये गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के ये गुण गाए। सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए, सच्चे भाईचारे के गुण गाए।
Om Shanti. Good evening, all Asians, and greetings for Rakhi. Some of you might have already celebrated Rakhi because Rakhi celebration Miraban started long ago, before 31st July. So some of you might have already received Rakhi, Madhuban, for Madhuban Vasis, we had day before yesterday, and for Shantivan, the main Rakhi, we will have tomorrow morning. Tomorrow evening we will have Rakhi for those who have come for Bhatti. About 350 Brahmins have come for Bhatti in Gyan Sarovar. So Rakhi is festival. Double foreigners loves it a lot, and it's a festival to be yogi, and we are reminded to remain pure while staying in household. Purity does not mean only celibacy, but purity means giving up all vices, ego, body consciousness, lust, greed, anger, attachment, jealousy, carelessness, laziness, animosity. And Baba takes meaning of brahmachari. Brahmacharya is celibacy. Brahmachari means following the activities of Brahma. And that is the aim in Brahman life, to be completely pure. Thoughts, words, action, relation, and even dream. We should not have impure dreams. So main message to the new people we say, be holy and be yogi. So we observe deep yoga, and on the basis of yoga, we receive opposite powers to impurity. For example, in order to overcome body consciousness, we observe soul consciousness. In order to overcome ego, we imbibe humility. In order to overcome sex lust, we imbibe pure love, brotherly vision. In order to overcome greed, we imbibe imperishable powers and be content with whatever Baba is giving us. In order to conquer carelessness, we become careful, because it's time to economize our time, money, and energy, and not waste on fashion and impressing people and wearing nice dresses and ornaments and doing fashion, etc. So otherwise we were wasting a lot of time, thoughts, and money on buying things. In order to conquer laziness, we imbibe enthusiasm, because this is a time we can earn a lot of income by serving people. We receive blessings from them. So be tireless server. In order to conquer animosity, dislike, we develop love, for everybody. Spirituality teaches us to have that brotherly vision and love for everyone. And in order to conquer jealousy, Baba gives us self-respect. He has given hundreds of titles of self-respect. So more I feel that this is what my speciality is, question of jealousy. So yoga is very essential to imbibe purity, and purer the soul is, easier to have deeper yoga. If there is impurity in our thoughts, words, or action, it means the soul doesn't have all relationship with Baba. If anyone is impressed by individual or someone's speciality or personality, that is also impurity. Because speciality is a Baba's gift. To be impressed by person is to be deceived and take sorrow. Impurity is like a mirage. It gives temporary happiness, but soul gets deceived. We forget Baba, the seed, the donor, and start swinging with colorful branches residing and falling down. Result is we are deprived of imperishable achievements. With power of purity, we can attain whatever stage we want, and we will be successful easily. Nature will be our subservient. Impurity is crushed by our legs, and so it cannot defeat us. So those who are namesake Brahmins can be defeated by Maya. Do not be careless to imbibe purity. Purity is our foundation. If we are weak in purity, we cannot experience attainments. If anyone forgets Baba, Maya will hit that person very hard. And then Baba will not support that soul as a father, but Baba will meet that soul as Dharamraj. We can't blame anyone because we have forgotten Baba. At that time, Father will not be merciful because as Dharamraj, he has to be impartial judge. If the soul impressed by human being and breaks relationship with Baba, or attached to human beings and breaks relationship with Baba, it means the soul has not recognized Baba yet. Wherever is sin, because of impurity, there cannot be Father. The Hindi is very nice. Paap hai to baap nahi. In front of such souls, Baba will not be acting as father, but will be in the form of Dharamraj. Never allow sex lust, nor allow any desire. Be Goddess Kali. Our memorial is Kali destroying Maya. So be ferocious in front of sex lust and ferocious against Vikarma. Once we are destroying Vikarma and lustful sanskar, we will be having good yoga. Brahman means those who belong to only one. There is no one else to whom we belong to. There is none but one in our life. Have brotherly vision for everyone, yukti to be pure. If anyone has impure drishti for laukiks or alaukiks, they will defame Brahman clan. And this is great vikarma. And they will lose their kingdom. That is why we have to be very careful and sensible. By being sensible, we will get good result and no suffering. So we have to be very cautious and knowledgeful and powerful. Knowledgeful not only about cycle, but we have to be knowledgeful about Maya also. Now I have received some questions regarding this topic. Why promises make on RakshaBhandan preferably to be written? Why can't we just make promise in the mind? What I have seen is we make promise in mind, but we forget during the year, because this promise has to be followed throughout our life. But after making promise, we forget after a few weeks. So it's better to write and revise it so that we are reminded again and again and we are able to follow them. What are the most common subtle forms of impurity that is happening currently in Brahman family? I would say ego of position or fortune, wealth, etc. Desire for name and fame, fashion, because everybody wants latest model of camera and phone and television, and so desires to possess new gadgets. Extrovert, greed for food, desire to travel because of COVID. Everybody is locked down in their city. But if there was no COVID, people will be touring around here and there. Indians wanting to go to foreign country and foreigners wanting to tour around here and there as well as India. Because every time they come to India, they say, oh, this time we'll go to Kashmir, this time we'll go to Somnath, this time we'll go to South India, etc., etc. So desire to travel. Next question is, how is that more older becomes in knowledge? The more they are old, there are desires for name and fame. I think this body consciousness of name and fame is the result of lack of maturity. If the soul is mature, doesn't have desire for name and fame. So it's lack of dharana. Next question is, how being impressed by others or impressing others are form of impurity. Baba says, my each child is special. And if somebody has got any speciality, it is Baba's gift. Because I remember in Australia we had many musicians and actors. They were famous. But on the opening of the show, first day, they were quite nervous because so many reporters were coming. But after coming to Baba, they became quite confident. So Baba, though somebody is special, Baba adds more speciality. So we should consider our speciality as a gift. So we should not be impressed by anybody, not trying to impress also anybody. Because it's a body consciousness to look nice, to decorate oneself with nice dress, jewelry, etc. to impress other people. So it is impurity. Next question is there any signs that one can recognize though that one has still traces of impure intellect or impure sanskars? Each and every vice has subtle forms, and there are many signs to realize that there is impurity. Impure intellect will think of vices and will be influenced by Maya in mind and sanskars, because old sanskars of body consciousness, decorating body, weighing body, impressing other people, or greed, desires, or lust, being attracted, familiarity, love for name and form, and wanting to be friendly with somebody, touch somebody, etc., etc. I think we have already named some certain subtle forms of impurity before. Next question is, how can we change our own impure attitude towards someone? This morning also Baba was telling, don't look at the weaknesses of others. Don't defame others. You remain busy in your service. And Baba always says, be like a swan. Look at their specialities rather than their weaknesses. Because each and every soul has got some speciality. Also Baba says, see no evil. So we have to have benevolent attitude towards them, not impure. Next question is, some BKs still believe that tying Rakhi is still sign of traces of bhakti. Does Didi agree on this? Can Didi comment on this? You should know, those who are saying it's a bhakti, you should know all festivals in bhakti are based in Sangam Yuga. In Sangam Yuga we started tying Rakhi. Baba tied Rakhi of purity. Or Baba, who is a protector of all people, is tying our Rakhi of purity so that we are protected from Maya. And that's why we tie Rakhi every year, remind ourselves of our promise to Baba of purity, and that system continues again in Copper Age Bhakti. Next question is, how does our power of drishti finish off the desires of impurity of others? Can you explain on this? If you note, deities, the temple in the idols, they have so much beauty, so much decoration, nice dress, lots of jewelry, the face is shining, cheerful, etc. Nobody even thinks of going and kissing that deity or hugging that deity, because there is so much power of purity. Same thing, if individual has got that purity, then drishti reveals that power, and naturally those who are in front of them, they also receive that power of purity. And finally, is can Didi share some speciality and experiences with Dadi Prakashman? So every day morely you must be listening one of the specialities of Dadi's. But I have been with Dadi from 1964 till 2007. And especially she was there in Mumbai in 64 helping for the exhibition. So Ramesh Bhai used to come and give the idea, Dadi will give correction and the artist will draw them. So Dadi had a very clear, far-sighted vision. And Dadi was very loving. Dadi was like a mother to all Madhubanvasi. Nobody will miss Murli. When Dadi was reading Murli, Madhubanvasis wouldn't miss. Didi Dadi were very particular that Madhubanvasis should not be doing Karma Yoga during Murli. And Dadi wanted to keep Madhubanvasis not only Jnani Yogi, but entertain them. So now and again, Dadi used to take them on picnic to Peace Park. Sometimes in the morning, Dadi will have thought, tomorrow we will go to Peace Park for Murli, and she will give direction. Or sometimes during Murli, Dadi will say, okay, after Murli, we'll have breakfast picnic at Peace Park. And everything will be ready within no time. And food will reach Peace Park and Brahmins would play there. Dadi will play together. So I have seen Dadi playing cricket, badminton, and we have one game where you are blindfolded and one earthen pot is kept at some distance. So whilst open eye you can take steps and see how many steps you have to take. After being blindfolded you are given a stick and you are supposed to break that pot. I've seen Dadi playing that also. And Dadi was very good administrator. And once Dadi decides, everybody will do whatever Dadi says. Sometimes Dadi used to have a meeting of department in charge and discuss the major program, and if they agree, she will go ahead. She was very enthusiastic to conduct big programs. Once she had idea that we should have mega program. So immediately she took the phone, rang Sarla Didi in Gujarat, come on, organize mega program, 100,000 people should come and all the three Dadis will come. So she organized in Gujarat, Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, everywhere. And three Dadis went. And the programs, mega program had 100,000 to 300,000 people. So Dadi was very enthusiastic to serve, and when Brahma Baba became Avyakt, we had only about 120 to 50 centers in India. And when Dadi left body in 2007, we had centers in 120 countries. So she visited United Nations, gave talks, and I remember when she came to Melbourne once, after her talk, one of the participants, new participant, he commented, I feel like belonging to Dadi. So she used to make everybody feel like belonging. And I remember once we had a meeting with about 1,200 teachers in Madhuban, planning for the next season for Bap Dada's meeting. And Dadi decided the dates for meeting and Wings program and all. And suddenly somebody mentioned that council has decided that there won't be 24 hours water supply in Mount Abu. Then immediately at night, Dadi had a meeting with water departments, those who were connected with water supply, and Shantivan Vasis. They said, don't worry, Dadi. We will cart water day and night to Mount Abu. You can go ahead and have your programs. So in emergency or whatever used to happen, Dadi used to either talk to Madhuban Vasis or she will gather Madhuban Vasis. Because once it happened that food which is taken from down in basement in Pandav Bhavan has to be taken to second floor terrace, and usually lift is used for that. And lift became out of order around 11:45. So dining people went to see Dadi and said, Dadi, lift is not working. How should we be now bringing food upstairs? So Dadi went together with them and invited 10 strong Brahmins who carried the food all the way from basement to terrace. So Dadi was very active. She would herself go and inspire karma yogis to do the karma yoga. And I remember once when Dadi was in Melbourne in 77. At that time, I wasn't in Australia, I was in Mauritius. So brothers were looking after center, and they had just started Gyan in 75, 76. So they were not a very good cook. And Dadi was traveling with Ramesh Bhai. And at the time of lunch, they said, Dadi, come on, come for Brahma Bhojan. So Dadi went and saw in kitchen what is cooked. In fact, they had cooked rice, boiled mung beans, and salad. That was their Brahma Bhojan. Mung beans were not even given any spices or fried. So Dadi herself did job to correct the food, and then they had bhojan. So Dadi was very humble and didn't mind going and cooking herself. So there are many stories of Dadi, but I think now we will have to share some messages. Now, first, have you got Ratan Mohini Dadi's message in English? No. First, I will share Dadi Ratan Mohini's message to all Brahmins. Most of the centers have received it in English, so I will just revise it. Beloved Avyakt Bap Dadas, dear ones, those who are always merged in the fire of love and are surrendering their old sanskar and have the aim to become Bap Saman perfect and bring the new world. Instrumental teachers and Brahman Kul Bhushan Rajyogi brothers and sisters of Bharat and foreign lands. Accept loveful, godly, sweet yaad pyar for RakshaBhandan festival and lots and lots of greetings. Baba says, sweet children, make your fire of yoga so powerful that all your ways, thoughts, weaknesses, old sanskars get absorbed. Now, in this Rudra Gyan Yagya, put so much of this sacrifice in a group, all of you, so that there is so much purification that this unhappy world becomes new, peaceful, happy world. Sweet, sweet brothers and sisters, are you doing such yoga, tapasya with your sincere heart? Now, in front of my eyes, this old Kalyugi world will take farewell. We can see the signs. This world will be over and our new world will come. Sweet Baba from Avyakt region is sustaining us. He is giving us all powers, blessings, and making us powerful so that we can be flying. This festival of RakshaBhandan is divine festival, and it is tying so many souls in love, bond of love. So this is the festival to remind them of Baba's message, and we have to be fully honest to Baba in thoughts, words, action, relationship, and have aim to use everything in a worthwhile way, make ourselves perfectly pure, and have such determined thought to purify the world. So, this is the festival of memorial of our action. Now, Baba says, children, have pure thought that with our purity we will be like a flame and remove the darkness of impurity. Each soul we will try to serve them through our good wishes and pure feelings and give them mansas, shakas. From our mouth will be always sweet, loveful words which will create zeal and enthusiasm in others. We will give happiness to others and take happiness. So, such pure thoughts and with loving, beautiful Rakhi from Madhuban, we are sending. Accept that Rakhi from Madhuban and get tried Rakhi from Divine Sisters and experience as if Madhuban house is sending Rakhi from Bap Dada and Dadis. Accept love from Bap Dada and tie yourself in the bond of love and experience supersensuous bliss. Accept बहुत loving remembrances from Dadi B.K. Ratan Mohini. So this is the Rakhi from Madhuban. All of you should feel you are being tied with Rakhi from Bap Dada. This is the Toli from Madhuban. On your behalf, I'll give it to Sona Ben. And I will give tilak to Sona Ben.
So everyone who wants their Rakhi tied from Baba, just put your right hand forward towards the camera and you feel Didi is tying on behalf of Bap Dada.
And I'll read out blessing from Baba. You are an angel of courage, overpowering others to stand for what they believe in rather than fall before what they fear. And I will also show you beautiful Rakhi that we have received from Moscow,
Oh, wow.
Russia.
So, Om Shanti, there's a few lovely messages that have come from this region. First one from Sister Meera. Most beloved Bap Dada's highest, holiest, luckiest, most elevated Brahmin souls, one who is always seated on Bap Dada's heart throne, one with the imperishable tilak of victory, flying angels. Om Shanti. RakshaBhandan, the bond of love and purity and protection, reminds us of the promise we made when we belonged to Baba and Baba belonged to us. Baba says this year you fulfill all the promises to such an extent that you become Bap Saman and fly home with Baba. So every day create 10 positive affirmation thoughts to empower yourself, your home, and the world. This collective donation of positive energy will touch each and every soul. So let us tie a belt of determination to begin our day with 10 thoughts and maintain God's company, being seated on a detached observer seat. Let us celebrate RakshaBhandan in this unique way to give the return and to prepare for the return journey by being Bap Saman. Lots of love, BK Meera. And then from Rajni Ben from Japan. So Divine Family of Asia, loving greetings and happy RakshaBhandan. Let us make Baba the friend of our heart and mind and keep the thread of love always connected with our beloved Baba, so that we continue to be under His protection and continue to receive His guidance and continue to share His love to the world. With lots of good wishes and pure feelings, BK Rajni. And then a brother from Lachu Bhai. Dear brothers and sisters, most beloved Baba is the most powerful, almighty authority who is constantly 100% conscious as the Supreme Spirit holding the highest responsibility. His company and His canopy of protection is openly available to us. So accept that company by becoming deeply soul conscious. When the soul is not deeply soul conscious, it loses the power to attract Baba. In ignorance, the soul creates a vacuum or emptiness within, and all negativities or Ravan's qualities from being dormant quickly emerge to fill that vacuum and strengthen that ignorance. So lack of consistency also creates vacuum. This is why it is said, remember Baba constantly. But who can remember Baba as such? Those who always practice deep purity, loving and very positive. Once soul power emerges to a threshold level of energy within, it will become godly. Thus remembrance is natural. It's not just remembrance, but being a mini supreme spirit. Mini supreme spirit. As we are celebrating RakshaBhandan, let us make a firm promise to Baba to renew our purity for eternity and enjoy His canopy of protection. And this is from Brother Lachu. And the last one is from Charlie Bai. And so Charlie Bai sends a lovely message from Australia. Dear family of Asia, wishing you all an extremely special RakshaBhandan for this year. This year we are living in a completely different world. I thought about the bondage of protection. A beautiful thread tied on us by Baba. I've been asking myself how much my intellect is tied to Shiv Baba, how much my intellect is tied in remembrance? Or is my intellect tied to the sense organs and the pull of the world? Is my intellect pulled to karmic accounts rather than to Baba? Going into the past, what people said, what people have done. Really, this year, Baba wants our intellect to be tied to him. We will very soon celebrate Krishna Janmashtami, where Krishna will be born. Heartfelt good wishes for this year, for Rakhi, from me and the whole of Australia. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So Didi, many people are already saying, thank you for the Rakhi. So Maureen in Perth, another sister Francisca, so already they are saying thank you because they felt Baba tied them Rakhi.
Okay, so there are only 7 minutes. Are there any questions?
No.
No, that's good. So we will have powerful meditation and revise our promise to Baba. And this is the time near to go home. So let us be ready for going home. So let us have powerful meditation until 5 o'clock our time, 7:30 your time.
कभी छाँव बनकर, लहरों में कभी नाव बनकर, धूप में कभी छाँव बनकर, लहरों में कभी नाव बनकर, लड़खड़ाए कदम थामा है हाथ, जब लड़खड़ाए कदम थामा है हाथ। मेरे बाबा है साथ, 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 मेरे बाबा है साथ। जब भी छाने लगे ये अंधेरा, मेरे संग संग चले जो सवेरा। जब भी छाने लगे ये अंधेरा, मेरे संग संग चले जो सवेरा। हर लम्हा दीप बन के जले, कांटों पे भी मेरे संग संग चले। अब तो लगता है जन्नत बनी हयात। मेरे बाबा है साथ, 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 मेरे बाबा है साथ।
Om Shanti. Goodbye. And enjoy your Rakhi if it is tomorrow. Om Shanti.